Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the return of our developer Discord streams. We really appreciate having you guys here with us today. Hopefully, I'm coming through and sounding okay on my mic and everything. Thank you guys again for joining us. So, today, we are giving you guys a very special behind the scenes look at indie game development with the one and only Dia Hadley, our principal animator here at Ruckus Games. I did want to give Dia a quick intro here too before we got started. I'm going to read his bio that we have here on our website for you. Dia has been a part of the animation industry since 2005. His experience ranges from gameplay animation to cinematics, giving him a well-rounded skill set. In his professional career, he has shipped game titles such as Rise of the Argonauts, Battleborn, and many titles in the Borderlands series. His animation profession also extends to various animated TV shows and high-profile movies. His passion for continuous learning and love for animation has set him on a path to be at Ruckus Games, where he will continue to grow and work with some of the best in the biz. Aw, that was a sweet little insert you had at the end of your bio there, Dia.
Oh man, it's been a while since I've heard it. Sounds a lot better when you read it than I did. So,
all right. So, what are we working on today?
all right. So we had redone quite a few of the design for the pistols and a lot of the weapons. We put some more of the art director wanted to make it look. Can I call their names? Can I just say their names instead of like art director? Okay. Well, Scott wanted them to look a lot better. I think his first pass was more, I guess, more functional, more tamed, and then he allowed himself to be free and sort of made some new ones. And I actually have not seen them, so we're all going to just sort of see them together as soon as I can figure out how to import stuff into Maya. I don't know why I forgot or how to get to the mesh, but once that's done, I'm going to go over. I'm going to try to get them, as many of them I can get done within an hour. He said, his words, that everything's identical and nothing should break. And the modeler even said that too. Okay, maybe he didn't, but right now, like all the weapons, these are all the little controllers. This is basically all the little joints, and everything's supposed to match up.
Scott saying nothing should break is the equivalent to going into an emergency room and saying, "Oh, it's quiet tonight."
Oh yeah. It's always quiet. The nail guns we did, they're named something different now. They're back to rifles, but they're nail guns. They're all named nail guns in Unreal or wherever you put them. But those actually came out okay. The shotguns didn't. There was some stuff I think they drew and didn't realize that those parts didn't actually, because Jonathan modeled them to the concept 1-to-1. So whatever Scott had put in there, if it didn't actually, so some of them didn't actually function properly. They look good though. And that's what we're going for. Artists, we're not trying to make things actually work. We just got to make it look good.
Yeah, it just gotta be fun.
Yeah. So I want to try to get these meshes imported sooner than later.
So while Dia's working on importing those meshes, that's such a weird word to say.
Yeah, it is.
If you guys have any questions on indie game development or animation, please type them in the chat and we'll answer any questions that you guys have here. Not only do you have a professional animator here to answer any specific animation questions, if that's your goal here, but also Dia is a instructor as well. So he is a professor that teaches animation too. So you've got a great teacher here. Got a question here. Do you plan to take advantage of the DLSS 4.5 that just hit Unreal Engine? I don't think that really applies to us, does it?
I don't know what that is. You gotta be more descriptive, because
is that like the AI overlay?
Oh no, not above mine. I'll answer it. If it is to do anything with AI, I'm pretty much just like motion capture. It has its places, but not in my heart. So.
Oh yeah, it's for RTX video cards to deal with AI rendering. Okay.
Oh, I have no clue.
And then our art director is confirming in the chat we are not using it. Thanks, Scott. Viles wants to know, do you use Maya to Unreal Live link to your workflow?
No, I do not. Most is because we just never really tried to, and then like most of our work doesn't really need that workflow for almost any reason. 'Cause most of our stuff, I mean, me and the other animator, I would say we are old heads. We're pretty much used to doing things the old way, and it's just more efficient and faster for us. Those, I want to say I used to, or somebody I used them way back when, but I have never used it. I guess the short answer would be no. No.
So I have a question for you. This piqued my curiosity. Your work also extended to various animated TV shows and high profile movies. Can you name drop anything that
Oh,
you worked on?
yeah. Well, all three of the Spider-Mans from all the previous other series we're in. Spider-Man No Way Home. Was that one? Story behind that one, though? Dude, I had no clue what I was going to all the way to Canada for 3 months to live in a small studio to work remotely in Canada. But I had no clue what I was going to go work on. I was going to work on a Spider-Man movie, and it was the newest one. I said, oh, that's cool. Got up there, and like the first day, everything possible was ruined for me. Guys, like, all right, here's a, because you have to do like a 2 or 3 week training or whatever, a week training, and they gave me and one of the animators, which was weird because he was like a old school animator, like in the Disney days, old Disney days, 2D artist that transitioned to 3D. He was just going through all the tools with me, and he said, "Okay, here's Toby," and they had like all these friends names for all the different Spider-Man. So he's going through all these friends names, and I don't really watch Friends that much to know right from left. And I was like, wait, that's the Spider-Man from whatchamacallit. And then that's dude, and I was like, what the heck? And then he started showing all the enemy types that are going to be and all the character rigs I'm gonna be messing with. So I was like, oh darn, that's everything. I didn't the whole movie. And that was at the time where I was like, I wouldn't watch commercials or anything for any Marvel movie, because I wanted to see everything fresh in theaters. So
That's
I guess that's what
crazy.
happens.
So they had I never thought about the fact that you would have instantly all the spoilers spoiled for you, and on such an iconic movie like that too. That's crazy. All right, we've distracted you a lot. What are we doing right now? What is this?
I am trying to skin this weapon. It's called the blast through pistol. Um, and I did not name all the joints correctly, so I cannot even tell what my joints are. I have this little, I don't know if y'all can see this one. You should be able to see it. This little window with all the little joints. And they all just say gun underscore M, then the number, which is terrible. I don't know who rigged it. Wait, I did. I rigged all this stuff. Oh, I can't blame anybody. That sucks. Yeah, I'm just gonna rig this thing. I do not know exactly what each point is, but I just have to do it.
I like some of
Uh,
these suggestions we have in the chat. The spiralizer, coiler, burner bus, the pressure cooker, induction blaster, heat wave, explosive inductor. I like that. I like induction blaster. I think that's my favorite one.
uh, I will let. Well, I don't know. I have no clue who names anything in this game. Well, actually, I think I do know who does, but
It's
I don't.
probably either
What the
Paul
heck?
Sage or Keith, or maybe Carl. I don't know. I feel like everybody has an even say on a lot of stuff that goes into the game. It's very collaborative working in indie game development. It's a lot of fun.
I want to say the trigger is the only thing that actually moves on this one. All right, just like that. One of them's already done.
All right.
Good job, stream. Took me a whole 19 minutes to get that figured out. Got to export it now. Oh, in case my art director or my modeler's listening, I don't know where the dude's clips at. I don't know how he reloads. Oh well. It just would be one of those game things. He just reloads the fake clip. So guys, when you're watching this, hopefully not too many people watch. Well, no, I want everybody to know about this. When they see this particular gun, and the reload happen, there's no clip. So whenever this gun gets reloaded, you know it's completely false because it's no clip to reload. Ain't my doing. I'm just doing the animation. I'm not calling anybody out in particularly.
I was about to say who we got to call out, who we got to yell at. Just kidding.
We got yet at a modeler who actually knows a lot about guns. That's what surprises me about some of this stuff. Like our modeler is not shy of guns. He knows guns. He shoots guns. I would say he's a gun guy. And some of the stuff he gives me, I'm just like, wow. All right. I mean, I get it. Art director's not. Well, I could say he's a gun guy, but he doesn't really go out shoot outside. At least that I know of. Well, he does have a BB gun story that he likes to tell, so he does know about guns. But yeah, there's no clip, no BBs either.
There's a shaft that slides into the back like a battery, not a clip. Oh, yeah, okay. Now we got our everybody's getting involved now, and they're like, looking at
All
us
right.
like, hmm.
Since everybody wants to call or help out my art, like I see no breaks in the mesh that I can make these things happen.
Uh,
That's why having a wireframe. I didn't see a clip. This thing can't unscrew because it's actually, well, probably can. Let me see real quick before I say too much. And Jonathan's like, no, it comes apart. Well, it might come apart. Okay, maybe this thing can unscrew. Let me, I mean, it technically could, but then it would unscrew to this emptiness right here. So then again, it can't. But it's all fake too, though. So, all right, let me try this again here. So the next weapon is going to be a corrosive weapon. Where's the corrosive one? Rename the current one so that it doesn't try to
Scott says,
import properly.
also, this is a rivet gun mashed into an electronic burner that shoots fire shots, so nothing makes any sense. This is the magic of game development. I was just telling my husband that I loved the magic of old like comedy movies, like family comedy movies. Like, do you remember the movie Mousetrap?
Yes.
And there's like that scene where they take a giant hose and they shove it into the wall and start filling the house with water. And the water fills up in the walls of the cavities and everything until the entire house just collapses and it explodes out. And now that like watching it now as a 35-year-old adult, I'm like, there's no way that it would just fill up the walls and not leak out everywhere out. Like, just the complete disregard for actual life and how physics and things like that work is just so funny to me. And there's like such a charm about that kind of humor. And I think that's what we also capture really well in our game is that like just that little charm of silliness. You know, it doesn't have to make sense. It has to be fun.
Yes, and that's the biggest thing. That's why I like calling out the artists and everything else because all fun and games. Oh my gosh! If you look at all the animations within our game, you will find something with everything.
We have a gun that
And
is made out of a trash can that shoots trash. Like, we have a lot of silly things in this.
I
Do we have a
think
name
this
for
one's
this
gonna.
pistol? Let's throw some. I don't think this one's got a final official name yet either. Let's throw some ideas out there. You'll have some of our devs in chat watching the post in here. You never know. Spray and pray. Bog breather.
Mhm.
The Trashinator. This one's not the trash gun. What does it do again? It's a corrosive pistol. This is really fun. I love having players in here suggesting names and everything. I love how involved you guys are with our studio and our game, even though we're still not launched yet, and you guys are waiting with bated breath on our expected release dates and everything. I love how invested everybody's been in our development process. Were those flying pixies invented in the 80s? You know, the ones where you like it was a little fairy with wings and they were on a stand, and then you had like a little crank and they would shoot up in the air. Were those in the 80s? Because we should have one of those as weapons.
I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure something like that was in the 80s. Wait, that had to be. I don't know if they were the Angels ones, but they did have the little. I don't know. I don't know what they were, but there was something like you would just like. Gosh,
Maybe
I don't know.
yeah, mid 90s maybe. So yeah, it's probably out of there. I just watched a Watch Mojo video recently on kids' toys that were banned because they were too dangerous, and everything came out in the 80s. Like the lawn darts and stuff.
Oh man, the 80s. I think at that point we were all test subjects
Yeah.
to future proof I guess the next generation of kids, because like when they started making plastic pedals for bikes, it confused me because I was like, wait, ain't this supposed to be metal with sharp edges so our feet can actually stick so we don't slide off and hurt ourselves?
Right.
And then I remember like, oh wait, my shins don't hurt no more when I actually flip or have my foot off and I try to backpedal or whatever, and the spiked metal pedal would jack my shin up. Ah, maybe that was a good call.
There's a comment in chat. I used to have Barbie roller skates that sparked. They were 100% lighters without fluid. No way.
That sounds cool.
Oh my God. Yeah, the 80s really was the Wild West.
Not that you guys are gonna see this trigger get pulled. Oh, dang, what my controller though? But just to,
PJ Pro asks, how long does it take to model and animate a gun like this?
the modeler could probably tell you how long it took him to model it, which he's in the chat still there, and it probably didn't take him that long. For me to animate it, it's actually already animated. The animations. So we got one pistol animation that I've done on a pistol, and all the pistols were basically built off of that pistol. But the anime, it's like a day. I say a day only because as an animator, you want to fiddle with it. You want to play around a little bit more or tweak this and see what looks better. But it doesn't take that long. And it's just the combination of how many animations for the pistol are actually needed. And it's mostly the actual player character that you're, if he's shooting or if he's reloading, that's the real animation comes into that. The gun itself, it was just, yeah, like all, because the only thing that moves on this is the clip. That thing's gonna stay that thing, and then the trigger. Hmm.
Our 3D modeler, Jonathan, is typing in chat, so he's probably going to answer your question on how long it takes to model. "3D modeling is just so cool to me. Like and animation too. My husband does animation, so I love watching him do his work and stuff too. But I also love 3D modeling. A few years ago, I did that Blender tutorial that everybody learns off of to make the donut and everything. I had a lot of fun with it. I always like trying to learn different facets of game development so I can get a better understanding of what my team does on a day to day. So Dia, as an animator, if anybody in chat is looking into getting an animation, where would you suggest that they start?
Oh, that's a tough question because like there's two facets to it. Because like a lot of times, it's just like in anything, if you're really passionate about it, you allow that passion to sort of drive you a little crazy, so you stick with it. And animation is one of those things you sort of got to stick with because you may not get it the first go around, and everything may look like crap or feel like crap. You just don't not grasping it. And sometimes it's just a matter of just continue to stick with it. But if I had to start from scratch, I wouldn't go to a traditional school. I would probably just honestly, a couple YouTube videos. You can get a couple tutorials. Uh, Blender's free. Unreal's actually free, and inside Unreal, I think the newest one, the animation software is becoming to the point where it's rivaling some of the Mayas and Blenders and everything else. So you can actually just animate everything in with an Unreal. Maya, unfortunately, is you have to pay even for the educational versions now. Uh, but I would start off with say Blender, learn enough to animate, and just to see if you really like it before you spend a couple grand. But if it's something that you're passionate about, you want to get into it no matter the pain, I would highly recommend like either finding a mentor, going to like online animation school because they're just a lot cheaper and they're a lot focused on 100% animation. Whether you're going to go for film, commercial, or anything, it's like Anim School, Animation Mentor, I Animate. All those have it's the same across the board. They're all gonna say different things, but they're all the same across the board. It's just whatever amount of money you're comfortable spending, just go with that.
Literally have an unfinished degree in digital design and graphics myself.
Don't feel bad because I dropped out of grad school. I was supposed to write a thesis paper, and if any of you know me, I do not write. That's why my parents they gave me a short name so I wouldn't misspell it.
Scott says, I am a proud graphic design associates holder from a community college in Kansas. Hey, I went to a community college in Columbus. I got certificates out of it. So it's funny. I actually have advanced certificates in all the Adobe products and in digital painting and in digital design and graphics itself, I don't remember any of it at all.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think the one thing that I learned in college that I actually did really value that I don't think I would have been able to find in online courses and things like that is just learning to work with other people in team environments is such an essential skill. And you have to work with difficult people sometimes. And the thing about, learning on your own and everything is sometimes you're finding people who are just as passionate and eager to work as you. So it's harder to get that experience of working with somebody that's difficult or like not a great communicator.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't say it any better. Because there is one thing about, because if I was to say, because I haven't worked in studio since 2020, since the whole COVID thing. But if there's one thing to say about collaborative working, when you work in person, like in a studio, it is a lot different, and it does bring a certain type of energy to knowing you got to get up, get out of bed, get in the car, drive to a location where everybody's who is about as crazy as you are is going to meet up and try to do a thing within the next couple of years type of thing, and it is fun. And those are the downsides of online anything. It's just actually communicating with other people and stuff. I mean, sure, we do like this and everything, and we talk and everything else, but having that human to human connection, it's slightly different. It's a lot different actually.
Lindari says, I have a BS degree in software engineering, currently working in landscaping. Yay me. When I was in high school and they were like, where do you want to go for college and everything? Community management, social media management did not exist either. That actually didn't come about for a couple of years after I had graduated. So I actually went to school for massage therapy when I first graduated from high school. Wasted 10 grand to learn I don't like touching old people. Because apparently those are the only people that get massages are the elderly and bodybuilders.
Oh man.
That's why I
Yeah.
always tell myself to try to find different ways to be a little bit more active in our day. And my current place that we just moved into, I'm on the 4th floor. So there's 4 flights of stairs that I have to walk up and down every single day now. But I have a
Nice.
under the desk treadmill, and someday I will upgrade my desk to be a standing desk so I can actually put it underneath there. Because, oh my gosh, my shoulders. I'm the same way. After I work at my computer all day, I'm like, I don't want to sit down anymore.
Mhm. Yeah. Then you're gonna have a little one crawling all over you when you're trying to work.
Yeah. She's trying to learn to roll over right now and getting very angry that she can't quite get it, and it's very entertaining.
Nice.
Paul Richards says, the game industry waxes and wanes, but grass, it keeps growing. That is true. Gun is called the Boom Shaka. I like that name. That's a good one. I hope somebody's writing these names down. Death, taxes, and lawn care. See, for me, it's death, taxes, and dishes. I'm constantly doing
Mhm.
dishes. He says, you don't have to tell me. Scott has a lot of kids. He knows the dishes life.
Scott, I got a bunch of glass plates. If you want to use them, they're good in dishwashers.
So does your son like to play games with you?
10 years ago, he did. 5 years ago, it was getting there, but not no. He still plays games 100%. And now, like when I knock on the door, it's more like, what do you want? Like, I was just gonna see what game you were playing. I'm playing this game. Are you done? I was like, okay. No, he's pretty cool. But now, we sort of grown apart playing games together. His skill level got a lot better than mine, a lot faster at a certain point, like really bad, like really fast. And I was just sort of surprised. I was getting like 5 or 6 kills in Titanfall, and this dude was hitting the 16s and 20s, him and his friends. And I was like, well, I think that's my time to sign off. And then yeah, because the Fortnite and the Apex, they're just at a different level. It's just like, if you see an old person play Fortnite, they'll run to a spot, they'll sit there and build the little spot. Then if somebody comes start shooting them, they'll just run until they can't be shot at no more or something, or get killed. No, my son, they'll just start building and fighting at the same time, and they just like they're building just to fight each other. They built like the dynamics that when you see like the newer players play within Fortnite, is the building aspect is a part of the fighting. It's not just something that they do just to build something to whatever. And that just drove me nuts because I couldn't do it. Not that it wasn't cool or nothing, but I just couldn't do it. And I was like, man, bravo Fortnite, because I did not expect that to happen.
Real quick here, we've got just under 10 minutes left in our stream today before we have to give Dia back to his work. So I want to thank you guys again for tuning into this dev stream and asking so many questions and participating in chat and everything. We really appreciate it. So we're going to give away an official Ruckus Games trucker hat. But we have these awesome Ruckus Games trucker hats. It's got our logo on the inside of it. We've got the lightning bolt from our mascot and everything. It's really cool quality. All you have to do to enter to win one of these is type in animation. Type the word animation in chat. I'm going to write everybody's names down and then put you in a random name picker and draw a winner in just a few minutes.
Oh, and I got something to add to. I won't be here next week, but the week after, I'm going to unveil a new character that's never seen before. And since I'm saying it now, it has to happen. So if there's not a new character modeled, it needs to be modeled by next week before I get back so I can rig it up and introduce it to everybody.
Yes. So what are the different views that you're swapping between here? I see the mesh, I see the rig.
Oh, so this is just your render, or what view is this? I don't know. The normal view you see, this is the wireframe where you'll see through your mesh. And this is how I'm checking to see if the modeler did model the clip. And he didn't. But the concept didn't have the clip either, so there's his excuse. I don't know what the concept artist's excuse was, but yeah, I think it was this. Maybe he wanted this thing to move. No, I mean it could. I mean you could twist it, but yeah, this is the wireframe. This right here, this the joints, and these little boxes are the controllers that control the many things that are not on this particular gun, but most of the guns have. Oh, I don't know if this is supposed to spin or not, but I might as well skin it. But yeah, most of the time I use the wireframe to see through the mesh to see what's underneath it, or if there's anything supposed to be underneath it, or anything in that form. Then it's just a render view. There's other views too. This is like, right, unselect everything. You can see the wireframe on top of the mesh, like so. And I don't have any textures, so that's like the color and everything. So it's just going to be grayscaled.
Let's see. PJ Pro asks, will the game contain boxes where you can pick up other style of designs that will have different animations or just different skins with the same animation? I think what you're trying to ask is if, in general, if we're going to have like different skins for things. I know there is a plan for skins for characters. I don't want to speak on weapons, though.
Yeah, I have no clue with the weapons.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull our winner for the Ruckus Games hat. And the winner is the Skywatcher. Congratulations. You have won a Ruckus Games trucker hat. And every single time we do one of these developer streams, we'll do a giveaway. So you guys have plenty more opportunities to win a hat. Scott says, no current skins for weapons, but we do have around 200 you can build that have different stats and builds and such. There's a lot of junk. A lot of things to experience. All right, guys, we just got about 2 more minutes left into our stream today. So if you have any last minute questions you would like to ask Dia, whether that's on game development, animation, any of his previous projects that he's worked on, if you want to know what he's having for dinner tonight, I don't know, just ask us whatever you'd like.
Mhm.
I always love asking people what's for dinner because you always get so many different views of meals that you would have never thought of.
Apparently nothing. I gotta go figure something out. Might be water. Who knows? I'm gonna fast tonight, I guess.
I think we're going to have either spaghetti with meatballs or no peak chicken.
Nice. Man, I haven't had spaghetti in a minute.
Yeah, we were watching Begonia last night, that movie with Emma Stone in it. And God, I can never remember the other guy's name, but he's been in a lot of stuff lately. And they were eating spaghetti with meatballs, and we are like, oh, that sounds so good.
Well, I'm gonna have to
Alright,
put that on the
guys.
menu.
Well, we're coming up to the end of our time here today. Thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. One last thing as well, too. We just hit 2,000 members in our Discord server, which is super, super exciting. So we are going to host a Goonies watch party here in our Discord. We'll have a date for that here for you guys soon, so you can put it on your calendars. It'll be sometime in the evening during the week. So that way we're not taking you guys from your weekend, but we'll all watch the Goonies together and have a good time. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to call it here. We will see you guys next time. Thank you.